Good afternoon to all. We are coming to the lecture series on the subject of biostatistics in the topic population and sampling. What is my population? It is the totality of the person, object, items, or anything pertaining to certain characteristics. There are two types of population. First one is a finite population. It consists of the individuals or items which are finite in number. Example, the class students, it won't be changed. The second one is the infinite population. An infinite population is one which either possesses the infinite property through some limiting process or is non-enumerable. The population of all real numbers between 0 to 1, the population of all the integrals is an example of infinite population. Example, the height of the person will be changed by the age factor. The next one is a sample and sampling. What is in the sample? A finite part of the population selected by some process, usually by scientific selection with the object or investigating the properties of the population or a set is called a sample. The sampling means is a scientific method of data collection. A randomly selected sample represents the population. Only a part of the population represents the whole population. These two differences between the sampling and sample. The sampling is a small collection of the population to determine the characteristics. Most of the techniques are pure subjective and based on experience. The sample should be an unbiased one. The sampling could be made both the qualitative and quantitative assessment of the population. There are some sampling error will be occurred in the sample process. The difference between the sample value and the population value is termed as a sampling error. The objective of the sample design and the examination procedure should be to minimize the sample error. The reliability of the estimation of the population parameters is generally based on the standard error. Lower the standard errors is more reliable to the estimated population. There are methods of sampling. There are three methods: random sampling, cluster sampling, and the systematic sampling. The random sampling is when the size, there are different methods in the random sampling. The first one is a lottery method. When the size of the population is small, this method can be useful. Each number of the population is assigned a number. The number are written on slips on the same size and shape. They are selected as randomly on the numbers of the population with the corresponding numbers are selected. The second is a cluster sampling. The population is divided into groups or identifiable and distinct elements. Cluster sampling involves the sampling of required number of clusters, and within each cluster, all the units are completely enumerated. The efficiency of cluster sampling depends upon the constitution of the clusters. In practice, it is found to be very cost effective. The third one is a systematic sampling. There are some populations which may be exhibit some trend or periodical. Such populations, the simple random sampling may not be effective. For such populations, systematic sampling is adopted, in which only the unit drawn at the first draw is selected at random, and all other units in the sample are selected using predetermined sampling interval. Thank you.